Ms. Spurrell, we're at this point where I think it's a surprise to a lot of us that this issue is still going on. Why, in your view, is it still going on?
Well, there have been a lot of delays because they've been seeking information that I feel isn't relevant. Right off the bat, they started by trying to overturn the commissioner's decision that Dane was capable of testifying. Once that didn't work, then they wanted time to get his medical records, education documents, and they're avoiding, in my opinion.
Avoiding what?
Avoiding personal responsibility on the part of the officers. They didn't want Dane to testify, and I don't think they want the police to be questioned.
There's apologized. The chief of police of the day apologized.
Yes.
At the time, you were very satisfied. What happened?
Well, for starters, I was the one that was satisfied with the apology, believing that they would take this issue, investigate it, and make the correct determination. Dane was never satisfied with the apology. He didn't believe that they were sincere right from the beginning. The document that we received back from the office of the chief, once they had completed their investigation, proved that Dane was correct. That,
in what way?
In what way? That what they said here that day, all of their apologies, didn't mean much, because the official findings state that they acted in good faith, that they did not swear at Dane, which, goes to their professionalism, and that essentially that Dane must have been lying because they were telling the truth. So on paper, at the end of the day, those police officers were let off with, without having to take responsibility for what they did.
And how does that strike you?
Wrong. That strikes me as being very wrong. It's offensive. This morning on radio you thought, I think your phrase was, you called it a slap in the face. Yes, it was a slap in the face to come here and, make these verbal apologies, and then to come back with an official document that nullified those apologies.
In the document that I read, it says still that the police are sorry, but that they acted in good faith and they acted professionally. Your view of that is what?
Well, if they had acted in good faith, meaning that they were interested in Dane's best interests, I believe that she would have let him make that phone call or made it on his behalf, because that would have resolved things. One phone call would have resolved everything that evening. But she drove past my home to take him to the lockup, stating that there were no other options.
What do you want from this complaints process? What, at the end of the day, do you hope to have?
Well, first of all, I want to prove that Dane was telling the truth, that events did happen the way that he states they happened. Secondly, I want the police individuals to be personally responsible. They have a big cushion, they have a lot of insulation. They have their union, they have lawyers, they have the chief. And, with all that insulation, it's difficult to get at the individuals to, I suppose, get to the bottom of what happened.
And when you say you want them to be personally responsible, in what way? What do you want to have happen to those officers?
I don't think anybody needs to lose their job over this, let's be clear about that. But I think that the two officers involved, as well as the correctional officers, need to stop and think. And I think this process, will do this, not only for the officers involved, but all of our officers. When they're out dealing with the public, we are just the public. We're not all criminals just because we don't look right, or, what I want is truth. What I want them to know is that they can't behave like this. It's not acceptable, and it will not be tolerated by the public.
And some kind of discipline, or?
Well, I once stated that I trusted the chief to take care of that. I don't trust the chief's office anymore, and I really don't know. Just, you know, again, it's about personal accountability to me rather than a professional misconduct or any other type of punitive measure.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't sound like you've formulated in your head a punitive measure.
No, I don't want, you know, I don't want people losing their jobs. I don't want, you know, that's excessive. That's excessive. But I think that all of the officers, you know, bless them all, because I do. Every time I hear a siren, I pray for them that they'll do the right thing for, you know, in the right situation, that they'll have divine help to sustain them in their jobs. But any officer who comes upon somebody and thinks that because they look like nobody gives a darn, maybe somebody does.
So if you can get the truth
Yes.
established and then thinking about it, will that be the end of it, do you believe?
I hope so. You know, if the adjudicator finds that that Dane was telling the truth, and if he overturns the document that we received from the chief of police, I'll be satisfied with that.
April 19th, 2009, 0 hours, 29 minutes, 12 seconds.
376363.
Go ahead, 263.
Myself and 256 top of the road by Commonwealth. Everything's okay. Possible dip.
Who was with you there? Is it 256?
10-4.
10-4, I'll just make you busy there.